Since the 1960s, traditional Indian music has had a profound effect on popular Western musical forms. This influence has manifested itself in several genres, including rock, 20th century classical music, and jazz. The Indian concept of raga has been particularly influential on Western artists. Artists and composers that have found such an inspiration through this concept include the Beatles, Terry Riley, and John Coltrane. Since raga is so influential, what makes it unique as a musical concept? The Indian tonal system separates one octave into 22 unequal parts. That means if you were to play all the notes in their tonal system, you'd have to play 21 more notes before the same note can be repeated. These notes aren't spaced equally, but are roughly 1/4 of a step apart from one another. For comparison, in most music we know and love, a single octave is divided into a measly 12 equal parts. How boring and symmetrical. A raga can be formed from a smaller number of pitches of the total 22 within the octave, and is the basis of melody in Indian music. It's similar to the concept of a scale in Western music. Think of a scale or raga like a color palette. You could make several different paintings with the colors both blue and green, but they all would fundamentally be made of the same two colors. This is also true for scales and ragas. Since improvisation is such an important part of the tradition, each raga has its own set of rules that govern improvisations based on it, and it is equated with an ethical or emotional idea. The power of ragas is believed to go far beyond an abstract influence over people's emotions. For example, an extremely skilled singer could bring darkness upon the earth in midday by utilizing the appropriate raga. I guarantee you no one has said the same about the C major scale. Ragas are much more interesting than our cut and dry Western scales, because the pitches you use change depending on if you play it in an ascending or a descending direction. Even if you can't read music, it's easy to see when a raga is placed side by side with a Western scale how much deeper the concept goes. It isn't limited to a single direction. Let's listen to each example. It's clear that the Indian conception of this concept developed much differently than the widespread Western method we are familiar with. Furthermore, some ragas specify that given notes can be ornamented only in certain ways. There are a vast amount of ornamentations applied to ragas, but to explain them here would go beyond the scope of this tutorial. The Indian system of raga has many profound nuances. Its 22 distinct tones, tradition of improvisation, and distinct character have attracted the attention of many popular artists, which have spread the style's influence to mass audiences all across the world.